Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube.com. We are live and we are on the air. And my goodness, what a night it was! History making night. History was indeed made. Uh, we were going to determine the new number one contender for the WWE title at WrestleMania. Plus, on top of that, we had ourselves a surprising twist that happened with the WWE Women's Championship. We'll get all into all of that in just a matter of moments. I am Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio, Dee Woodson, and Michael Bullock. The gang is all here. SmackDown Live was held live tonight from Ontario, California at the Citizens Business Bank Arena. And wow, what is there to say? It started off with a promo by Daniel Bryan bringing out the SmackDown Women's Champion, Naomi. Unfortunately, guys, this was a horrible had to announce due to Naomi's knee injury. She was forced to forfeit the SmackDown Women's Championship. She is now no longer the champion. What had to be crowned. So what happened next? Alexa Bliss came out, said, I'm the former champion. We need a champion going into the road to WrestleMania. Let's give me the belt. I can be the true champion, and we can be and let bygones be bygones. Unfortunately, Daniel Bryan's like, you know what? Let's do this. We're gonna have the two previous champions with Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch, and they went at it one on one, and the winner of that fight was going to become the new SmackDown Women's Champion. So, ladies and gentlemen, when it was all said and done, the winner of the bout, and now SmackDown Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss. She wins the belt. She is our new champion again. Good match, solid fight. Hated the ending. I think that's the one thing we're all going to agree about. But it's servable. It's understandable. I hated that the belt had to be forfeited this way, but it was what it was. It was a solid fight. I got nothing bad to say about it. Um, Anthony Florio, it's all yours.
Yes, indeed. As far as the opening segment goes, MF, I like the opening segment, even if I mean there was a possibility of some interference from Mickey James booking it the way that they have, but Naomi hit the right notes with her promo and was the most vulnerable and sincere we've seen her to date, as far as I can remember. And Alexa Bliss was very good antagonizing the crowd and got a great reaction from mocking Naomi. That to me was the segment of the night. As far as the fight is concerned, yeah, 2.25, 2.5 stars. Finish on the match made Becky Lynch look like an idiot again. Just awful. The rest of the match wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. I get what they see in Alexa Bliss as a character, but she has yet to make much of a statement as a wrestler. I'm guessing we're heading towards a triple threat now with Alexa Bliss, Becky Lynch, and Mickey James at WrestleMania. Now that Naomi is on the shelf. And what a damn shame, too, because, your heart breaks for her. Here it is. A few years ago, she was going to get pushed to the title, and then she gets her orbital bone broken because of a botch by Oksana. And then this. She hurts her knee in the Elimination Chamber and wins the title. And 9 nights later, she has to forfeit the title. Unreal. But she will be back. And when she does come back, she will be champion again. I guarantee it. But for right now, segment of the night and the match, to me, 2.25, 2.5 stars. Finish, like I said, was horrific. They were on their way to such a great match, and then all of a sudden, it just ended in a flash. So that's it for me. Michael Bullock, come on in. Let's get you in here. We talked about this earlier during our SmackDown chat. We couldn't believe the proceedings here.
Yeah, I mean, as far as the segment goes, I mean, I do agree this was the segment of the night. I mean, man, you just had to feel bad for Naomi. I mean, here's a girl that's been with the company for about 5 years now, and she finally gets the SmackDown Women's title. She gets a championship belt, and here we are 9 nights later, and she has to relinquish it. I mean, and with it being this close to WrestleMania, I mean, what a story that would be for. I mean, for her to enter her hometown of Orlando, Florida, as the SmackDown Women's Champion. Unfortunately, thanks to that knee injury that she suffered at Elimination Chamber, she looks like that dream has become a nightmare, and it's been taken away from her. I mean, my heart literally just breaks for her. I mean, like I said, she's worked her butt off for so long. I mean, she finally got a belt, and now here we are 9 nights later, and she's forced to relinquish it. Oof. Tough, but it is what it is. And Alexa Bliss then comes out, and she's like, I mean, she plays that heel character very well, and I like how she antagonized the crowd. She's like saying, you know what? If you do that what chant again, I'm gonna be very pissed off. And she's like, you know what, Daniel? Why don't you just give me the SmackDown title? And Daniel Bryan's like, no, you're gonna have to earn it, and you'll be in a match for the SmackDown Women's Championship tonight against somebody you're familiar with, Becky Lynch. And as far as the match goes, I'm gonna say 2 stars is my rating on the match. I mean, the match was good. I just hated the finish. I mean, I had to use the something that Jesse the Body Ventura would say, pulling the tights and getting the win. I mean, yeah, I didn't like that. I hated it. And Mickey James, of course, then comes out and celebrates with her friend and tries to get a cheap shot at Becky Lynch, but she turned out to be unsuccessful. So yeah, it's looking like maybe a triple threat at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's title, but we'll wait and see how it goes. But the segment to me was the segment of the night, and the match was 2 stars as far as I'm concerned. So, Twisted Angel, Dee Woodson, come on in, give us your thoughts on the segment and the match itself.
Segment definitely segment of the night. Um, the match definitely 2 stars match. It was going really good until like there at the end, like you said, with the pulling of the tights and everything. So uh, not much more to say about it other than Hogan here says hi. This is the rabbit. So let's move on.
All right, and we're gonna move on. Indeed, the next thing we had was a tag team match for Zongo versus American Alphas. The Alphas won the match, and then post-fight segment or post-fight promo done by the Usos. Anthony Florio is all yours, my friend.
1 star for the fight. Excellent promo work from the Usos. It probably isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I loved it. And they offered the most personality out of any team in the tag division right now. It's a shame that Breezango aren't taken more seriously, though. They both have crazy potential. I mean, I thought when they jumped them, I thought that there was a legitimate chance they were going to possibly be the next contenders, but no, the Alphas came back and it was over in a flash. But the Usos came out and that promo, I mean, yeah, they took a page out of Adrian Neville's book with the screaming and all that. Bullock and I didn't like that. But other than that, even with the screaming, that was the best promo work, the best heel promo work I've ever seen from the Usos. And now we can get this Usos Alpha Dream Tag Team feud going. Do it at WrestleMania. That's all I can say. But I know we got a lot of time to kill, so we're probably going to get a TV match at best. So I loved it. So with that being said, Michael Bowler, let's get your thoughts on all that.
Half a star for me on the match. Was just too short for too short for my liking. But the promo work by the Usos when they came out, I mean, was just awesome. I mean, it was probably their best heel promo since they turned heel. I mean, I wish I could have gone with. I mean, wish they could have gone without all the screaming because. I mean, it's like they took a page out of Neville's book, but you know it is what it is. So half a star for me on the match, and it looks like a feud down the road with the Usos at American Alpha. I think it's definitely going to happen at WrestleMania. So we'll just wait and see how it goes. We're still a long way from WrestleMania, so half a star for me. Dee Woodson, I give it to you.
Yeah, I'll go with about a half a star for the match. Usos work very, very well done. Uh, very much of a good segment. Kind of reminded me a little bit of Enzo and Cass, the way they were going, but at the same time, I mean, they have their own flair with it, and I thought they did very well. Yeah, Breezango and American Alpha's very short match, but it is what it is. So I toss it up to the next person.
That would be me, and I gotta agree with you guys. A half star. I did like the promo by the Usos. I thought that it was solid. It was strong enough. They really worked their magic really well. So nothing more to say on that. All right, guys, we're about to get into something really fun. This was it. It was Falls Count Anywhere. The brawl. Nikki Bella versus Natalia. The winner of the bout in 14 minutes and 33 seconds was Natalia. Dee Woodson. They've been hyping it for a while now. Did this deliver in your eyes?
Oh yeah, I thought this was a great match. The girls pretty much tore up the house. Bringing out the kendo stick, trying to bring out a table. Not sure what Nikki or what Maurice hit Nikki with when she came out at the end and got involved. I think it was a lead pipe, but of course Natty throws Nikki into Maurice in the back, and that's what caused Maurice to come out. And surprise, surprise, Miz actually comes out to restrain his wife to keep her from doing any more damage to the match, but it was already too late. Nikki was down, Natty covers and takes advantage of the fact that Nikki was hurt, and the announcers kind of pinpointed it pretty much right when they called this the Monica Lewinsky moment, because that's pretty much kind of what it was. So for me, I'm going to give the match 2.5 stars. So I guess I toss it to you, Fletch.
Yes, and I'm sorry, Dee. I think you grossly underscored this. I gotta give it at least 3 to 3.25, maybe even 3.5. This was amazing, man. I did not think these women had it in them. This was by far. I mean, if this was the blow off of the rivalry, what a way to end it. This was as good as it got. And not only that, but it gave us a storyline progression. Now we got something heading into WrestleMania. Maurice jumped Nikki for the second time. Well, the fact that Nikki and Maurice kind of got caught in the middle. And this time, Maurice went after Nikki Bella with a lead pipe, beat her up, trying to beat her down. So you can already see the seeds are planting. They're starting the rivalry. They're starting the storyline leading to WrestleMania. And this is what we've been waiting for. Now, I know a lot of fans are not happy about a Nikki, Maurice, and trust me, we also saw something significant break out on the men's side. We'll get into that in a little bit. But for me, this was as good as it advertised. It delivered on everything that we were hoping for. And to me, I'm happy. I'm happier than a clam. I can't be angry at this. It closes one chapter, and another chapter has now begun. Maurice and Nikki and their road to WrestleMania has now begun. This was a perfect segue from one to another. They nailed it. SmackDown, Anthony Florio, it's yours.
3.25, 3.5 stars. MF, you're absolutely right. Fun, wild brawl. Cena and Nikki versus Miz and Maurice is coming together nicely. The pipe Maurice used was so clearly cardboard that it was hilarious. I can't say it's my first choice for a WrestleMania bout for John Cena, but it is what it is. And but other than that, I mean, this was awesome. I mean, the promos, I mean, a lot of the stuff during this feud was not all that good, but if this was indeed the blow up, as MF said, this definitely delivered in every sense of the word. I mean, you can make an argument that this was the fight of the night. You really could, but I can't quite in good conscience do that, even though I'm tempted to. But it was amazing. So hats off to Natalya. Hats off to Nikki Bella. A phenomenal Falls Count Anywhere match. And storyline progression at its absolute finest right here. So 3.25, 3.5 stars. Second best fight of the night for me. Michael Bullock, oh boy, did we have fun with this during our SmackDown chats, and I did.
Oh, we certainly did have a lot of fun with this during our SmackDown chat tonight. 3.25 stars is my rating on the match as well. Good match. I mean, great effort by both women. And yes, you could see the seeds are finally starting to come together on that rumored match at WrestleMania with John Cena and Nikki Bella against The Miz and Maurice. Will we get to see more of it when it comes to the men's side? We'll get into that in just a little bit. So I think this is definitely a great way to close out the rivalry between Nikki Bella and Natalya. So 3.25 stars, second best fight of the night. So, Fletch, it's main event time.
It was the Battle Royale. 10 men enter the ring, and only one can be the last man standing. That one gets the golden ticket to the main event of WrestleMania. He gets to fight Bray Wyatt for the WWE Championship. The 10 men scheduled for the fight are John Cena, Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles, The Miz, Luke Harper, Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Mojo Rawley, Apollo Crews, and Kalisto. When it was all said and done, unfortunately, folks, we did not have a winner in this matchup. The final two was AJ Styles and Luke Harper. It was a double elimination. They both fell on the floor at the exact same time. 4 referees were at ringside, and none of the 4 could decide who a winner was. Okay. It's bad when back in, I believe it was 1994, we had maybe 2 referees. Okay, it was virtually impossible. That was understandable. When they had the debate, I think it was when Batista and John Cena both got double eliminated, leading into WrestleMania 21. I think there were 3 referees that night. What in the hell does 4 referees blow this? This is one of those where out Dinkelberg. I could say Stimpy, you idiot. I could go on the one. But one thing is for sure. Okay, I get it. We're on the road to WrestleMania. We need to stretch this out as long as we can. Tonight is February 21st, 2017. We got a long way to go before we hit WrestleMania. So obviously, who is the last man standing? Who should have won it? Who deserves the opportunity? Daniel Bryan came out. He's like, sorry. Um, we have to call it a draw. There's no number one contender tonight. We will figure this out next week. Lasting image was Bray Wyatt laughing hysterically, realizing nobody to face at WrestleMania at this moment. I am sitting pretty on top of the world. This was a great fight. Even though I hate the ending, this was my fight of the night. And there's a lot of storylines that you can work with here. Number one, Dolph Ziggler and Apollo Crews. That rivalry is now cemented. It is confirmed. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's a done deal. Then Baron Corbin got eliminated. He got eliminated by Dean Ambrose. He grabs Ambrose out of the ring, hits him with the end of days, and they start brawling after the fact. So do you have that? The Miz showed up, eliminates John Cena from the Battle Royale. Now, need I remind you, The Miz was eliminated earlier in that Battle Royale, got back in illegally, and threw out John Cena out of the match. And let me tell you, haters were going absolutely ballistic, and they were saying yes, 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 yes. But let me tell you, there's some Cena fans out there, and they were on social media tonight. Twitter and Facebook blew up. Cena fans are irate. Not the Cena haters. They were like, thank you, Miz, thank you, Miz. Let me tell you, there were Cena fans that jumped on here and said this was BS, this was horrible, what the bleep was that? Our guy just got eliminated by a guy who had no business being in the ring. And then the ending, heard it from the fans on Ontario. They were not happy. The social media blew up. And, well, unfortunately, I hate to say this, SmackDown, we got a mess on our hands. And normally this would be Monday Night Raw that would have a mess on their hands, and we would have to and they would have to explain themselves. Unfortunately, guys, it seems like tonight, I think the Lucy, we got some explaining to do. Yeah, unfortunately, SmackDown Blue, we got some explaining to do, guys, because yeah, that ending was not good. So, fight of the night, 3.5 stars. Anthony Florio.
Yeah, I agree. Fight of the night, 3.5 stars. I was gonna give it 4, but that BS finish killed the rating significantly. A muddled and unsatisfying finish to the show. Luke Harper and AJ Styles had a hard time executing the finish, and as a result, it didn't come across as well as it should have. Baron Corbin versus Dean Ambrose and Cena, Nikki versus Miz Marty seem to be locks at this point. And I mean, it was a phenomenal battle royal. You had some Shakespearean drama you had that element of Shakespearean drama, what I'm trying to say here. And as MF said, 1994 Royal Rumble right here in our neck of the woods of Providence, Rhode Island. You remember Bret Hart, Lex Luger. They both went over the top at the same time. And you had two of the greatest referees of all time, Earl Hebner and Joey Marella. Joey Marella thought Lex Luger won. Earl Hebner thought Bret Hart won. Jack Tunney, the late great Jack Tunney, came out and said co-winners. which I thought was ridiculous. It should have been a triple threat at Mania. And then in 2005, like MF mentioned, Batista and John Cena, we had a Raw referee and we had a SmackDown referee. I believe it was Jack Doan representing Monday Night Raw and Jimmy Corderas representing SmackDown. Corderas felt that Cena won and Doan went with Batista. And then Vince McMahon comes down and in the process tears both of his quads and restarted the fight. Batista won. They did the right thing that night. But tonight, 4 referees. You had 4 referees in there, and yet you still couldn't determine a winner. Estúpida idiota cabeza de cholito. That's Spanish for stupid idiot muttonhead. And that's exactly what all 4 of you referees are. You're nothing but a bunch of stupid idiot muttonheads. And you obviously had no idea. Who had no idea what they were doing. Who won? Oh, I don't know. Oh, is that what is that? What is that? Your status quo now, ref? Oh, I don't know. Unreal. 4 referees, and yet you still couldn't figure out a winner. Michael Bullock and we know who won this battle royal. Luke Harper won this battle royal, as far as I'm concerned. Well, as far as
I agree, Harper won it. I'm with you on that. Harper won
because Styles clearly hit first, and yet they didn't. And yet these stupid idiot muttonheads couldn't even see that. Unbelievable.
You idiots!
Stupid idiot muttonheads. Estúpida idiota cabeza de cholito. That's how you say it in Spanish. Stupid idiot is stupida idiota, and then of course cabeza de cholito. That's how you say muttonhead in Spanish. So you're welcome for that. So you learned something new here on the Cerebral Smack Talk and all of our shows here on the Wrestling Forum and Strictly Sports family of networks. That's all I can say on that. So, oh boy. But to close it all out, a great battle royal though, even with that baloney finish. 3.5 stars. And I'm going to close it out in true Tony fashion here. And Bullock, feel free to join me on this if you'd like. To you 4 stupid idiot muttonhead referees out there, do you know what happens when you can't make up your minds about who won a battle royal, even though it was clear as day who won it?
You know what happens?
Do you know what happens?
You just made the list.
You 4 stupid idiot muttonhead referees, you just made the list. Michael Bullock, how do you follow that?
You want to know how I follow that? With this. The Michael Bullock, I can't take it face. Yeah, as far as the battle royal, I mean, it was a good match. Fight of the night, 3.5 stars, but that finish really pissed me off. I mean, clearly Luke Harper won it, and you had 4 referees out there, and yet you're like, I don't know. I don't know. Who won? Oh, Luke Harper. Oh, AJ Styles. Bull crap. This is why these referees are nothing more but a bunch of stupid idiot muttonheads who don't know what the hell they're doing. And you should be doing your job the right way. And it was like reliving 1994 Royal Rumble all over again. And this, I thought Daniel Bryan was going to come out and resolve it. And he said, nope, we're going to wait till next week. It should have been solved tonight, but nope, we got to wait another week. And you want to know who I think the real winner in all this from tonight? Bray Wyatt. Because you can see him laughing at the end saying, I have no number 1 contender, and I like it like that. Yeah, so 3.5 stars, great battle royal until that crappy ending. And to you 4 stupid, idiotic referees, in the immortal words of Michael Wilbon, get out. Done. Finished. Dee Woodson. Ugh. I don't know.
Yeah. Uh, I'm playing a little hard nosed tonight. That's why I went lower in the ladies' match than you guys. And I'm going 3 stars with this one, so I'm going a little lower with this one as well. For one, I'm one of the ones that thinks Cena should not have been eliminated since Miz was already eliminated. But I'm not going to go gripe about it on Facebook and Twitter. I'll gripe about it here, but that's just brief. But as far as the referees, I'm going to hit uh, some lingo for you all who are Supernatural fans. They're a bunch of idiots. And how the heck they could say they weren't in position to tell who hit first is beyond me. I mean, you could classically tell even from the camera's angle that it was AJ who hit first, then Harper. So therefore, Harper should have been your winner. No, we got to go through all this crap. As you can tell, I don't even think Hogan liked the match too much. But, I mean, come on, guys. Y'all have the balls to go through all this and say that it's a draw. Give me a freaking break. Not only did you make the boys' list, you made my list. Bunch of idiots. I mean, it's getting ridiculous, all these BS type finishes we keep getting. You know, yeah, the women's match, we had a legit winner, but it came off of somebody else beating Nikki up. Now we have the bullshit of Miz sneaking back into the ring to throw Cena out, which, yeah, it's storyline progression. I understand that. But where in the rules does it say the illegally re-injured guy is allowed to throw out another guy and have it count as the guy being eliminated? It shouldn't count. It's stupid. It's idiotic.
And I agree with you, Dee Dee. I agree with you 100% on that. I mean, I was even talking to Anthony about this, and Florio, you could back me up on what I said. I mean, these battle royals or Royal Rumbles. I mean, I remember one year where Vader, where he entered, well, he was already eliminated, and he went back in and basically tossed out everybody, but yet they were allowed to enter back in.
Right.
And now you got these people, especially like the Miz tonight, who was already eliminated, and he eliminates John Cena, and that counts as elimination.
I mean, John even re-entered the ring, and the referees kicked him back out. That was a bunch of crap.
I mean, to me, WWE officials, they need to get their heads out of their you-know-what and fix this. Because to me, if a superstar is eliminated by someone who's already eliminated, that shouldn't count. They should be allowed back in.
Right.
I mean, the only time it should count is when you're eliminated by someone who's still in the match.
Right.
But no, WWE had the nerve and the balls to say, you know what? It's going to count as elimination. But so to WWE officials for making a stupid, idiotic rule like that, you know what happens? You just made the list.
The idiots made the list. Yep.
Done. Finished with my gripe as well.
Yeah. So, that explains my 2 lower calls for the night, because I'm not going to sit here and condone what this stupid, idiotic writers, refs, management, the whole 9 yards is doing.
Reuters, that's what they are. Reuters.
I mean, it's just stupid, and we're sick and tired of it. WWE, you're trying to take all these progressions to go forward, but every 2 steps you go forward, you go about 3 steps backwards, and that needs to change. We need you guys to keep going on a regular progression and not fall back into your old ways that just don't work and just end up infuriating more people than it ends up impressing more people. So I'm going to end my rant here, and you guys move on, whatever.
All right, we're gonna go into the overall review. Open form. So anybody who wants to jump in on this, go ahead.
7 to 7.5 for me. I was gonna give it a higher rating, but that BS finish pretty much took care of that. Even though it was the fight of the night, Nikki Bella and Natalya delivered a fun and entertaining wild brawl in their Falls Count Anywhere bout. Round out the top three with Bliss and Lynch. And then you had really one cutout match, which was the Alphas and Breezango. And then you throw in that very good opening segment with Naomi and Daniel Bryan and the whole 9 yards. So, yeah, it's a 7 to 7.5 out of 10. And I'm going to put the whole BS finish to the Battle Royal to bed by saying this about those referees. I mean, not just stupid idiot muttonheads. They're cheap little rotters. That's what they are. They're cheap little rotters. That's all there is to say about that. And let me just sum it up by saying this right here. SmackDown Live has done such a great job over all these months where it has clearly been the A show. I'll even admit it.
And they screwed up tonight.
Yeah. I mean, normally
that's why I went on my rant, not just about that, but about about the way a Battle Royal Rumble should be.
Those cheap little rotors, man. Those cheap little rotors. That's all there is to say on that. And
I mean, what do you think of what I just said, Florio?
I agree with it. I agree with everything you just said, 100%. So let me just say it like this: those cheap little rotors out there. Next week. There better be a resolution next week. There better, by God, be a resolution next week. Because if there isn't, all four of us, we are going to do something not nice. Move on.
And I will take it from here. 6.5 to 7 out of 10 is my rating. I mean, you had a really good opening segment, a good match with Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch, and you had only just one cutout and a really good main event, but it's just that BS finish that it's just got me so ticked off, and why I went on my rant. So yeah, awarding to WWE. You better have a resolution come next week's SmackDown, because if not, I am gonna go off big time, and I am gonna get my my Undertaker shovel, and I'm burying somebody's ass 6 feet under. Done. Finish. Whoever wants it next, it's yours.
I'm going 6.5 stars. I think I pretty much covered how I felt about the last 2 matches. I think everybody knows, that I'm very critical about those kind of things, and of course, very critical about how WWE portrays the ladies and everything. So, same thing can go with the guys. You got to give these guys their respect, give these guys, their chance to do what they need to do, just like you do with the ladies. And, as much as I, enjoyed the last 2 matches, I can't give them higher ratings because of the way they were handled. And so I'm very disappointed this week with SmackDown. In my opinion, this week, I guess Raw would have won the battle for a change, but we better start seeing some changes in these matches and how they're handled and written, and preferably some rule changes, and let's get this back on track like it's supposed to be. Because, I mean, you shouldn't be allowing guys that aren't even in the match or have been eliminated from the match to be able to go out in the middle of a battle royal and throw people out when they don't, when they're already out, when they have no business being out there anymore. I mean, you see it constantly in almost every type of match out there. And, like I said, I know the other one was storyline progression in the ladies' match, but still, Maurice could have waited until the match was over and then taken out her frustrations, let the match end the way it should have ended, and then go out there and do whatever damage you want to do. But don't do it in the middle of a match. I mean, it just screws up the match for everybody. A lot of people doesn't like it. I mean, even if it was Natalya that they beat up instead of Nikki, I would have felt the same way. I'm not Nikki's biggest fan, no, but still, I mean, she deserves the respect to at least have finished her match without having somebody come out there, and even if it was a fake pipe or whatever, she deserved to at least finish.
Uh, all right. Dee Dee,
I'm heading out. See you later.
all right. Have a good night.
Bye.
No, I agree with you guys. 6.5 to 7 out of 10 is my rating as well. Do you guys pretty much hit all the bullet points I wanted it to hit? Unfortunately, you guys, you know what? I'm just gonna end it right here. There's no need for Ring of Honor stuff or anything like that. I think you guys pretty much made the whole show for me tonight. So, Anthony, thank you. Mike Bullock, thank you. Dee Dee, thank you. And guys, Friday night, we got another edition of Strictly Sports. I will be on the show this week. As you can tell, my voice has gotten a lot more better. I'm feeling a lot more confident. We got a lot to talk about. I mean, we're going to talk about All-Star Saturday night, basically the All-Star game itself. There was a major story I wanted to get into about Claude Julien being the new head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. Anthony held that off for me so that I could get my 2 cents in there. And then we're also going to have the newest power rankings, which would be, I believe, NHL, right, Anthony? I think it's the NHL power rankings that take over.
Yes, it is. And there's other things we're going to be getting into as well. Unfortunately, a couple of Noggin Diva situations with Darrell Revis and Trent Richardson, unfortunately.
Well, I definitely want to get into the Darrell Revis because of the fact that it seems to me that he might have been the victim, not the perpetrator like the media is making it out to be. But I'll save my ammunition for Friday night. And as always, starts at 10:30 Eastern on the Tone 25 on YouTube.com. So until then, we'll see you guys on Friday. For Anthony Floyo, for Michael Bullock, I'm Mike Fletcher. You know the routine. Hugs and pounds. Night. And we will see you soon. So long for now.